Hello, beautiful and exotic women of the world. I hope you all are having a lovely weekend. In today's video, I just want to come on here to address some of the comments I've been getting regarding family issues and having trauma surrounding family when it comes to our beauty, our looks, and just the intimidation and insecurities of it all. I've got about 5 to 6 comments asking me and requesting me to talk about this topic, and I'm very glad to do so, as I know family dynamics and toxic family dynamics plague the community. So in today's video, I really want to discuss why your family can't accept the new you. Now, when you are a child, when you are under subjugation and you're under control of your family, you are not a threat. You're a child. Children aren't threats, or at least they shouldn't be. But in some family dynamics, when you begin to blossom and become the person who you're meant to be, suddenly the people who enjoyed and benefited from controlling you and subjugating you become threatened by your autonomy. They become threatened by your ability to think for yourself, act for yourself, do for yourself, and it makes them feel inadequate, and it also dually makes them act out against you. And that's what makes it toxic, is that they can't look at you as a grown woman. They simply only view you as a child and think that the only way you can function is if they have their hand in your life, almost like they're your God. They're your master and you're the dog. I was just out of town visiting family, and when you don't see family for years and you come around them again, they really, people's true feelings towards you really do show, especially if you were really young when they last saw you, or let's say you weren't super young when they last saw you, but you were a little bit heavier when they last saw you and now you've lost a ton of weight, or last time they saw you, you weren't into makeup and hair, but now all of a sudden you've tapped into your femininity, you're more girly, you are taking more time with your hair and makeup, and now it shows that you have elevated your look. It never ceases to amaze me how people show on their faces that they are intimidated by the new version of you. When I was out of town, seeing all of my relatives and the people who are in my family who I haven't seen in years, some welcomed me and greeted me with open arms and were really, really happy to see me, and they just looked very happy and they were complimenting me and telling me how proud they were of me. And then others were a little bit more dry. I noticed that upon seeing me, it was like they were kind of stuck. They almost hesitated to say hi to me first. It was like I had to smile at them and say, hey, oh my gosh, good to see you, before they could even open their mouth and get excited to see me. And it was really just like I would be catching them looking at me from afar before we would even have a verbal interaction. And what that lets me know is I look damn good. I look damn good, and you guys didn't expect for me to be doing good after all of the things that my immediate family put me through. So that's just an example to give you guys of how people act when they expected you to go down a certain route, or if they viewed you in a certain light and you surpass their expectations. And a lot of times that's what goes on in toxic family dynamics with exoticals and with beautiful women. You are oftentimes treated as though you're supposed to stay in a box. And the second you step out of that box, you are like an anomaly. You're just so weird and interesting at the same time. And so some of the comments that I've been getting recently have been around some people having really bad experiences with their aunts and their mothers when it comes to jealousy and just being threatened. And what I'll say to that is, whenever you upgrade your life, when you become your greatest version, when you work on yourself, when you get a promotion, a new car, a man, a new home, whatever you're doing, even if it's internally, you've just changed, you've come into yourself, you're more spiritually tuned in, something in you clearly radiates and vibrates a new energy. And new scares people. Why? Because it's uncertain. It's uncharted territory. And when it comes to family really does not like change. They like you to be the same. They like predictability. But when you step outside of that box, now all of a sudden you get met with a lot of opposition. You get met with people telling you that you're all that. You get met with people telling you to tone it down. You get met with people gossiping and whispering behind your back and smiling in your face at the family functions. That's just how it goes. And so I would just encourage you ladies to never let family keep you down. At the end of the day, these people are people before they're your family, okay? They have insecurities, they have envy, they have jealousy issues, they have fears, they have all the normal human things that people go through. And so to pedestalize family is a dangerous game because it'll always be your downfall. You'll always be hurt and heartbroken and disappointed because you think that, oh, your mother shouldn't be threatened by your beauty, or your aunt shouldn't be threatened by your beauty and try to keep her man away from you because she's afraid you might hit on her man. That has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. They will try to do things, whether it's passive aggressive or just plain out aggressive, to get you to feel uncertain and unsure in yourself, when in reality, they're just unsure of how to approach this new version of you. Some of the young ladies left their thoughts about this, and I really want to highlight it so you guys know why I'm even making this video. So Dainty Ann wrote, all facts, hun, and also the female family members always thinking you want their man/husbands. Make a video about women always being threatened by the pretty girl thinking we want their man whole time we reject them on a daily. And then I mentioned that my aunt had experienced this from, and then someone else wrote, OMG, did your mother also accuse you of trying to seduce and steal her husband? Does this always happen to us? And then Sonia Unpopular Opinions wrote, I'm a new subscriber, but yes, please make a video about this topic because that topic needs to be discussed a lot more than it has been. It needs its own video to put that specific topic on blast. We the pretty girls, and this happens to all women. However, if you're deemed more conventionally attractive, you get more eyes on you and more accusations. Are tired of being accused, especially as underage girls, of wanting grown men that are literally the age of our dads and grandpa. But yet, these grown men are literally trying to talk to us and look at us, are getting no accountability for what they're doing. But instead, the women want to blame the girls that are underage for simply being attractive and being victims of predatory behavior, families included. And I couldn't agree more. I think that once you blossom into a young adult, so whether you're a teenager or a young woman in her 20s or even your 30s or whatever age, it doesn't matter. You can fall victim to nasty accusations of people claiming that you're trying to seduce somebody, or you want someone's man, or you're trying to show off in front of somebody's man. And that's not the case. I think, especially in family dynamics, this is why so many young girls experience SA from somebody within their family, because it's covered up. The men usually are protected and people don't believe the little girls, and there needs to be accountability there. And I think that's a really ugly thing that happens a lot within the Black community. And I know that with Exoticals we face that because a lot of people do sexualize us at a young age, so we do fall victim to a lot of harassment and sometimes, in really bad cases, assault. Make sure you are holding the people accountable who need to be accountable. Also, don't let the jealous female family members stop you from shining, okay? I want you guys to strut into these family functions, into these family reunions, baby showers, weddings, whatever the case may be, holding your head high, knowing who you are, being comfortable in whatever you're wearing, whatever you're doing with your life, however you look in that specific moment of in time. All that matters is that you're at peace with yourself. You know that you're operating in your divine feminine energy and you're operating and showing up as your highest self, and no one can take you off of that pedestal. No one. And I practiced this while I was out of town, just walking in my surety, walking in my assurance in myself, walking in my completion of myself, being secure in what I look like, who I am, what I have on, what I'm doing with my life currently. Everything that I know is up for speculation and gossip, I made sure I made peace with that, so that when I came into this environment around family who I know hates on me or may gossip or may have their little catty little opinions, I made sure that when I walked into the room, I was mentally and emotionally strong. So ladies, please drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think of this topic. I know that this is something that is very prevalent in the community, and I'd love to hear your stories and just what you've been doing to combat jealous female family members and any type of predatory men that may be in your family. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your exotical stories with me there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.